Welcome back to World of Warships with your host, X-Brad TC, and today we're in the mighty Tier 6 U.S. battleship USS New Mexico. And I'm trying to kind of split the difference here between A and B. I don't want to get out over towards A too far. Want to try and keep B covered with gunfire. That's where the enemy is. Unfortunately, this Dunkirk keeps edging towards the flank, going where I don't want him. A lot of people don't like the New Mexico. It's a big target. Look how high the freeboard is. So they don't like going out in it because you get shot a lot and die. I like the New Mexico. I don't like going up against battleships in the New Mexico. I like it because it's an excellent ship for killing cruisers. What with 12 14-inch guns, and it has very good firing arcs on those guns. Decent range, decent shell velocity, very good for nuking Tier 6 and Tier 5 cruisers. And I was kind of fortunate to get into this as the high tier. As you know, the disadvantage of taking out a Tier 6 battleship is you can very easily find yourself in a Tier 8 fight. Alright. Not often you get a broadside shot at a Dunkirk. See how this goes. A little disappointing. And in a Tier 8 fight, the only decent thing about getting into a Tier 8 fight in the New Mexico is people tend to ignore you. And so you're able to focus on shooting at enemy cruisers. Unfortunately, in this battle, if you take a look up top, there's only 2 enemy cruisers. They got 3 destroyers to R2, and everything else is battleship except for the 1 aircraft carrier. So this is going to be a real slugging match, especially since we've already lost a battleship. Ouch. I think the enemy French cruiser Le Glaçonnier managed to torpedo the battleship. French cruisers, good torpedoes. People seem to forget that they actually have torpedoes. Still trying to get into a position where I have a decent shot at somebody. And what is that? Miyoko? Congo. And he's just sitting there. Unfortunately, he's really well angled. So this is going to be disappointing. Yeah. Really disappointing. I think he's going to start moving pretty soon too. Get a little bit better angle on this guy. Still got 10 seconds to reload. And he goes away. Very disappointing. And yes, I'm fully aware that the first part of this battle, for the most part, is kind of boring. Alright, we just traded a destroyer for one of their destroyers. And what is that, a Kaiser? If he's going to show me the broadside, I'm going to take the shot. 7,000, that's a somewhat more satisfying salvo. Try and angle the armor. Keep from getting blasted. And yeah, like I say, this a fairly boring match in the first part. Just the other New Mexico just took out an Alba, which, you know, like I say, New Mexico's great for taking out enemy cruisers. Another half salvo at the Kaiser. And that was about 4,000. Got the rear guns on him. Nothing. Very disappointing. And see if we can't just polish this guy off. He's going to be dead before we can get a rounds out. Oh, yeah, well. We'll go ahead and kill secure. Can we repeat that? I was going to just let the guys over there on the right handle that, but no, we'll go ahead and secure the kill on this guy too. So that's 2 down, both of which were very much in the kill secure department. Though to be fair, I had done a decent amount of damage to the Kaiser beforehand. My concern here wasn't stealing the kill so much as getting these enemy ships off the field of battle. Didn't want them to have time to use their heal, repair their damage. Just go ahead and polish them off. Bad angle on this New Mexico. Actually, that's a Queen Elizabeth and a New York. Not a very good angle, but sometimes you get lucky and get some good penetration on the bow. That time, 4,000. Unfortunately, we are bleeding ships. Fortunately, however, we've got 2 capture points, and we're ahead on points just barely. But this Queen Elizabeth and the New York are driving towards B, and there's another couple of battleships over there, and it's getting a little crowded for me. I'm hoping to get a shot at that Le Glaçonnier over there. Alright, we'll take a shot. I have the hardest time hitting those fast French cruisers, you know. And there you go. That's the first damage I've taken. And actually, I didn't even take damage. First time anybody shot at me this match. No, little Glaçonnier is going to be protected. I was very surprised to see this guy pop out like that and just expose his broadside to me so blatantly. I don't know what he was thinking. And it's okay. If you're going to do that, I'm going to take another shot. So that was very quick. He went from near full health to dead in the space of about 30 seconds. Unfortunately, we just lost a battleship and a cruiser, and we're down to 3 ships, myself and 1 other battleship. Fortunately, the New York is bound and determined to display his broadside to me. So I'm going to turn, get just enough to get the rear guns on him, and we get 1 shell off. And it apparently doesn't hit. A little tactical beaching going on here. While we wait for the guns to reload, the Queen Elizabeth is charging straight towards me. Disappointing. I was hoping to get a penetration through the bows. No such luck this time. And enemy dive bombers have set me on fire. Rounds out. Again, very disappointing. Very hard to do a lot of damage when they're bow on. So as I'm backing off the island, I'm turning bow on. And I'm very surprised that Queen Elizabeth is turning to expose his belt to me. Just like the New York did and paid for it. Good hit. I'm going to try and get the rear guns around. Not going to make it in time. Nope, he's going to get away. So while I'm sitting here waiting to see what's going on with these guys, letting the guns reload, I'm starting to get my guns pointed over the other side, and I'm going to go after them. What I don't want to do is present my broadside to them and get citadeled. So while I'm turning enough to get around the point here, I'm also going to turn back to the starboard side try and minimize the angle. When, surprise, surprise, there's the La Glaçonnière, and even at this range, there's no way I can miss. I can, however, end up with over penetrations. Dodge the torps. Actually, going to take one. Waiting on damage control to cool down. And the La Glaçonnière has run aground. And forward turrets. Oh, come on. Dodge the torps. Rear turret. Enough to finish him off. And that's when, oh, I didn't notice that Fubuki right away. And as you can tell, he is charging to close in. Polish me off. Make sure he's tagged up. Forward turret's reloaded and rounds out. Got him. Unfortunately, yes, he did get his torpedoes off. And while my damage control team is still on cooldown, I take a hit, quite a bit of damage, and I'm flooding. Still, Kraken has been unleashed, and gonna try and get one last salvo off. Trying to get the guns around, and just as I'm ready to start shooting, nope, couldn't quite make it. I was tapping the fire button right then. Still, 97,000 damage, 5 kills, 72 gun hits, 5 planes shot down, 2 in caps, 2 fires, 9 defended the base, 26 secondary battery hits. Not surprisingly, we were defeated. If you're on the losing team and I'm up at the top of the team score, it's a bad team. And interestingly, I was the only one to score multiple kills. 20,000 to the Iron Duke, 18,000 to the Glaçonnière, 11,000 on the Congo, 5,000 on the Fubuki, and yeah, I even did 4,000 on the Dunkirk, so none of those are really a kill steal. Did 28,000 to the Queen Elizabeth. Disappointed I didn't get a chance to finish them off. Still made 300,000 credits and 4,500 XP. I thought that was pretty fun. It was depressing to lose, but you know what? Went out in the next battle and I got 4 kills, and one of the things I always love to do, delete the Royal Navy light cruiser. We'll catch you later, and have a good day.